Hello and welcome to the session. In today's session, we will be covering the basics of SQL. What is SQL? SQL stands for Standard Query Language. So SQL lets you access and manipulate databases. So SQL has become a standard, as you can see, ANSI in 1986, whereas it got the ISO standard in 1987. What can SQL do? SQL can execute queries against the database. SQL can retrieve data from a database. SQL can insert data into a database. SQL can update in a database, delete, create a new database, create a new tables, create stored procedures, create views, and even it can set permission for tables, procedures, and views. So how does SQL works in the real world scenario? You might have seen a website. So every website have some kind of RDBMS or a database running at the back end. So when you query something from when you go to a website, it has a front end style page or whatever which is on HTML or CSS. And when you try to retrieve data from that website, it actually go back to the database and pulls the data from a database. So there RDBMS comes into picture. So it's most of the scenario it can be a relational database, which is something called RDBMS. So RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. So RDBMS is the basics of SQL, and for all the modern databases such as MS SQL Server, a lot of different brands like IBM, Oracle, MySQL, and MS Microsoft Access. So the data in a data RDBMS is stored in database objects called tables. A table is a collection of related data entries and it consists of columns and rows. You might have seen some Excels where it has columns and rows. So same like that, it stores in a database at the back end, it stores in columns and rows.